Chapter 3 Beyond Time. The next evening, my mother and I walked in silence toward the shaman's house. I couldn't sleep. My stormy thoughts raced across the night sky, and everything felt distant, a faint illusion. But thankfully, fatigue dulled my acute sense of anxiety. My excitement, too, subsided into something more tranquil. I followed her without a word. Halfway through, she turned to me. Her voice was gentle, but her eyes held a mixture of loneliness and determination. It seemed like she was trying to say something several times, but she never said it aloud. To us, you are our irreplaceable daughter, she said. No matter what happens, that will never change. You are everything to us. I smiled, but my smile didn't reach her eyes. As time passed, the sadness beneath her gentle expression became more apparent, but she never expressed it in words. Maybe she didn't want me to know who I was either. I couldn't find the words to respond. We walked the rest of the way in silence. When we arrived, the shaman was already waiting at the door. He stood straight and silent, as if he knew the moment we would arrive. "Welcome," he said, opening the door. "Please, come in. Everything is ready." I glanced at my mother. She gave a small nod, and we stepped inside. The air was thick with the scent of incense, earthy, sweet, and unfamiliar. Herbal smoke swirled around the room, enveloping us as if transporting us to a new world. We sat. "I've been expecting you," Sherman said. "No need for formality. If you're too tense, your spirit won't speak." My mother bowed slightly. "Thank you for seeing us. I came because I wanted to ask how you feel about Luna." He smiled, as if the question had already been asked. "I know," he said, "and you needn't worry. Luna is different. Her light is so bright I can't see through it. She walks on a higher plane than anyone I've ever met." I turned to my mother, but her face was unreadable. She said nothing. Sherman looked at me. "You want to know who you are, don't you?" he said. "Then train with me. Perhaps your purpose will reveal itself." My mother remained silent. She was waiting for me. I lowered my head and closed my eyes. Tinkle. A bell rang, soft, high, and distant. I opened my eyes. My mother's eyes were closed. So were Sherman's. The quietness of the room gave me the illusion of a daydream. "Mom?" I whispered. "Did you hear that?" No answer. I reached out and shook her shoulder. "Nothing." "Stop it," I said, my voice rising. "This isn't funny." Panic surged in my chest. I stumbled to my feet and ran outside, and the world had changed. The sky was covered with low, dark clouds. My village was burning. Flames rose everywhere, smoke billowed high into the sky, and screams cut through the air like knives. I froze. My heart was beating to the point of bursting. My legs were shaking and I collapsed to the ground. It couldn't be real. The heat of the fire, the pungent smell of smoke, the screams of the people, it all felt so real and vivid. I instinctively ran back to Sherman's house. It was the only place that hadn't changed, the only place that remembered me, the moment. I returned to Sherman's house. I heard the sound of his heartfelt concern. "What happened? You ran out screaming." I was still caught between two worlds, my wide eyes still seeing visions. Before I could answer, my mother pulled me to her. "It's all right," she whispered. "We're here. Whatever you saw, we believe you." And with that, the dam broke. Hot tears streamed down my cheeks, streaming endlessly. I couldn't stop the emotions. Everything I had been holding back, fear, confusion, awe, came pouring out. My mother held me tighter. "No matter who you are," she said, her voice steady, "you are our child. That's all that matters." I cried harder. I didn't try to stop. Perhaps I was emptying myself, trying to make space for something new. The shaman returned with a small cup. "Here," he said, offering it to me. "This will help." The tea was warm, with a unique, bitter aroma of herbs. As I sipped it slowly, my breathing strangely began to stabilize, and the trembling in my hands stopped. "Thank you," I murmured. My mother smiled gently. "You're feeling better now. That's good." I stared down at the floor. I'm sorry, I said. Maybe I'm not the person you think I am. Neither of them spoke, they just listened. I took a breath. Just now, it was as if time had stopped. You and the shaman weren't moving. When I saw that, I panicked and ran outside. But it was no longer our village. The scene was of flames and black smoke, punctuated by the screams of people fleeing in fear. It was like another world. Sherman leaned forward, his eyes thoughtful. Perhaps something has awakened within you, he said. A gift, a power, something that belongs only to you. I looked at him, uncertain. What kind of power? He shook his head. I don't know yet. But I believe it's tied to your purpose. One day, you'll understand what that world was and why you saw it. I must have looked afraid because my mother reached for my hand. You've always been special, she said. I've known that since the day I saw you, I suppose. I've been waiting for this moment. She paused, then added, why not train with the shaman? Let him guide you. I blinked. I hadn't expected that from her, of all people. Sherman smiled. There's no need to decide everything now. Just come back tomorrow. My mother patted my shoulder. That's settled then. Let's celebrate tonight. We stepped out into the cool night air. As we walked, she spoke softly. No one is perfect. We are all imperfect. That is why we need each other. Love fills the void that no one can fill alone. It is our imperfections that make us beautiful. She looked around, her eyes full of quiet joy. Maybe you came here to protect this village, to preserve its beauty. She squeezed my hand. Someday you may learn a difficult truth. You may experience incredible pain, but there's no turning back. Whatever happens, face it, accept it, and keep going. I lowered my gaze, unsure. She laughed gently. Don't look so serious. We're with you, the villagers too. You're not alone. We're family. As we passed a patch of withered flowers, she pointed to them and smiled. Look, she said, even they're beautiful.